that shot.
Beautiful.
Holy smokes.
And she does it.
Unbelievable get from Killian Carroll to win the match and the Players' Championship. WPH Players Champion Katrina Casey wins the women's title.
And Louise somehow gets that ball back.
Kelly Shanks retains his #1 position. Top player on the WPH Race Breed Tour.
Great shot from Louise.
Just like that, it's over. Paul Brady wins.
And the crowd is going nuts.
There it is. Carroll has his first title of the season. What a match. That was incredible.
And he repeats. Killian Carroll is our Players' Champion.
Killian Carroll does it one more time. He takes this championship.
Luis Cordova wins the Memorial. Mark Mulkerns is our winner. He wins the Players' Championship.
A lot of people say it was the best match they've ever seen.
Biggest tournament of the year.
And welcome back to Tucson, Arizona. My name is Dave Vincent alongside Dave Fink for the semifinal match between Daniel Cordova, #2 seed, and the #3 seed, Leo Canales Jr. here on the show court at Clark Park.
Okay, here we have the men's pro semifinal. Serving from Austin, Texas, Danos Cordova. Returning serve from Phoenix, Arizona, Leo Canales. 2 games to 21, tiebreaker to 11. 0, serving 0.
As you hear the announcement here from Ryan Waddy Pups Watkins. One of your favorites, Dave.
Very good referee.
Holy smokes. Best 2 out of 3 to 21. Actually, the third game's going to be a
serving play, that was
tiebreaker
a
to
point.
11
One
if they go that
serving
far,
0.
Dave. This is stop #3, season number 13, 3 of 9.
Point.
We still have a full season to go. It feels like it's halfway over, and it's not.
2, serving 0.
Very chilly out here this morning, Dave. You saw the players warming up in heavy coats.
It's not bad in the
Side
sun,
out.
but the tree out here is shading these courts, and it
0,
makes it
serving 2.
about 15 degrees cooler.
Leo uses the ceiling about as well as anyone out here.
Point.
Overhand and fist. You saw him push Daniel back about 15 feet behind
1,
the back
serving
line,
2.
and then a nice fly kill for that point.
Side
That
out.
was a great rally. Really nice overhand shots from both
2,
guys.
serving
Daniel
1.
got that opportunity and hit the kill.
Long ball.
You've played both
Yeah,
of
I
these
thought it was
guys
long.
outdoors. Would you say that Daniel is more difficult to play based on the fact that he has that amazing serve?
Daniel's serve is incredible.
Second serve.
Really feel helpless. These guys played in the semifinals of the Ice Bowl Icebreaker
3, serving
in
1.
August, and that was Leo winning in 2 games. Leo won his first WPH Pro singles title at that Ice Bowl.
Point.
Leo has come into this match, Dave, making the semifinals or better in 4 of his last 6 starts. He's knocking on the door
4, serving 1.
of the top 3 right now. In fact, if Daniel does not win this tournament, Leo will be #3 when the new rankings come out on Monday. Daniel has been in the Race Freight top 4 since 2018.
Wow, I didn't realize it was that long.
Incredible
Point.
consistency. Not just consistency, Dave, but just outstanding consistency. Top 4.
5, serving 1.
Daniel has 5 Race Freight titles, 2 of them last season.
out.
Just as I'm saying that, Dave, he hits himself with a serve.
1, serving 5.
Always works that way.
just
Out
long.
ball. Side out.
Dave, I know you were here last night. Leo and Daniel winning 11-8 tiebreakers simultaneously on adjacent
5,
courts.
serving 1.
Leo beating Sam Esser 11-8 tiebreaker, and Daniel beating Jab Bike 11-8. Two of the most exciting matches I've ever seen, particularly at the same time under the lights. Great atmosphere. So exciting.
Yeah, you can sit right down that wall and watch both of them at the same
Right.
time.
Both were at 8-7 at the same time, about an hour and a half into those matches.
1, serving 5.
And boy, how this tournament could have turned out differently if Jab would have gotten those last couple points.
Right.
Could have been him here playing Leo.
And Jab beat Leo in the
Side out.
Icebreaker last year, 2 games. Daniel also needing a tiebreaker, or excuse me, Leo
5,
needing a
serving 1.
tiebreaker in his first round against Alberto Pisano.
Who, by the way, could be a superstar if he continued to play small ball, which he doesn't do very much. So
No, he is a superstar, already, in my opinion, a top 6 small ball player in 3-wall. Defeated Max Langmack, Dave.
yeah, that's I got
In
to
the
play
playoffs.
a ton of outdoor 3-wall handball. So
You thought it was good?
let's take a look at this replay. Did this ball go out in the air over the baseline? It looks like it's in.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just tough to see both sides. That's why I moved over here.
Looking for line judges now, Dave. I mean, it makes sense.
So everyone
That
that's-
ball was
everyone
in,
that's here
but
is,
you know,
like,
it's
playing or older
really
watching.
difficult this time of the morning when there's all of the players around the court playing, and we really don't have a line judge
It's
available.
just, that's why I moved over here, because you guys are serving to the left, so that side's going to be tough for me to see.
Referees should not be wearing flip-flops in 3-wall. The referee is going to get almost as much of a workout as the players, Dave.
That's what I say. I think when you're reffing 3-wall, you have to roam around. You can't stay in one spot. You have to run side to side to get the best angle, and a nice cutoff right there from Leo.
You've got to have your handball shoes on when you're reffing out here.
2, serving 5.
First of all, it's only 39 degrees out, and he's
Right.
wearing flip-flops.
Point.
Barefooted flip-flops, too, not socks, like us old guys do.
You are really old. You're wearing socks with flip-flops?
Out here I would, if it was this cold, yeah.
3, serving 5.
It's, in fact, Dave, it's so cold this morning that lawmakers were burning uncounted ballots just to stay warm. That's how cold
4,
it was in
serving
Tucson.
5.
I thought one of the party's ballots was counted 3
Right out.
times.
Well, it makes for good burning, doesn't it? Nice warm fire.
5, serving 4.
That's a good hop. Reverse into the sidewall.
Side
Look at
out.
that deep court kill.
Dave,
Leo
that's like 41 feet.
is known as having some of the best
4,
fundamentals,
35.
Dave, on the Race Freight Tour. The way he turns sideways, gets onto his front foot.
But you remember
Side
him when
out.
he was about 16, 17? He didn't have like that perfect fundamental game. He was sort of wild
5,
out
serving
there.
4.
Has to be something he's worked on. It's not something he's talking about, but
Elbow.
he's known, Dave, on the tour as the Mexican
Second serve.
fundamental. TMF. Also the big game hunter,
Point.
but people are saying he's the hunted now. This is a top 3 seed.
6, serving 4.
Wow. That's a huge hop right there.
But Leo poked that one back in a pretty good spot. Now he's in the rally.
Dave, there's a lot of discussion about players doing that right there, a lot of contact and crossover play. Is there any way to avoid that when you're in the court playing? Or that's just the way 3-wall
Side
is.
out.
I think there is. I think players take too much liberty
4,
crossing.
serving 6.
To get into better
Yes.
striking positions.
ball.
And the referees never call it. In fact,
So they're thinking, why
Second
wouldn't
serve.
I cross, get in a better position,
Yeah.
and disrupt your shot?
right.
Until the refs call it, it's going to continue. That's a couple of
Side
those
out.
that Leo's missed.
Well, I don't know why he would go with an underhand punch fist with that instead of an open hand paddle.
6, serving 4.
I think that ball hit off a bottom knuckle. Look at this reverse.
Side out.
Look at Leo with the confidence to take that serve with a fist.
4, serving 6.
I see Leo hitting a lot of fist shots out here.
Point.
And that's another part of his sneaky game. He has a good serve. He has hop serves. He can slide walls.
5, serving 6.
And he hits with power. And he's also pretty confident against the Cordovas now after getting a couple wins.
You remember in the 2022-23 season, he and Daniel met 6 times in that season. Split those matches.
Oh, that's such a good shot, right?
Yeah.
That ball just fades away. Daniel think it's going to clip the sidewall. It plays the
6, serving
sidewall
6.
and a point for Canales.
Long ball.
Leo making
Second serve.
2 consecutive finals last season after a terrible start, you remember, Dave, to the season. 3 round of 16 losses, then he comes into Montana, goes to the final, goes to Juarez, wins what was arguably the match of the tour history against Ray,
7, serving
and goes
6.
to the finals there as well. Three finals in total for Leo in his career. Has not won a title yet, but that's just a matter
6,
of time.
serving 7. Point.
Daniel with an inside-out ace. Took some speed off of that serve, too.
7, serving 7.
We've not seen that short Z serve yet from Daniel, which I don't understand how he does it, but he's the only one that does it.
Side out. Ball help. Ball.
I think he puts either a reverse or a natural on that
Start your foot, Shay.
sharp serve in order to keep it up front like that.
Very difficult to win a rally with a ceiling shot when it's this
7,
cold
serving
because
7.
the ball is not moving or bouncing like it normally would out here.
Side out.
That's 4 missed fly kills for Leo early in this first game with his right.
7, serving 7.
Altogether at 7, game number 1. Men's semifinals and a perfect
Point.
serve
You just
from Daniel.
can't do anything with that. That's the first time we've seen Leo
8,
look
serving
helpless
7.
on the serve.
Point.
Daniel has some of these serves that even if you knew what he was
Yeah.
going to do,
Yeah.
you're
Time
still
out,
going to have
60
trouble
seconds.
getting to him.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, if
Time
you
man,
told
resuming
Leo
play,
ahead
the
of time
score
that
is
he was
9,
going to
serving
slide that
7.
one down the right wall, he might not still get a hand on it. Wow,
Side out.
that's an elite shot.
Daniel looks like he might have found something here. 3 great serves in a row. 2 of them were aces.
7, serving 9. Ball.
This is,
Side out.
Dave, their 3rd match in less than 20 hours.
9, serving 7.
I don't think conditioning will play a huge role in this match. It's cold.
Out ball. Point.
But, Dave, that's a lot of handball.
It sure is.
And they still have a final. The winner will be playing the final about an hour after this match ends.
10, serving 7. Point.
And Daniel goes low there. He's driven that ball high and overhand, so Leo was on his heels
11,
there.
serving 7.
Daniel's feeling it now. Since 7-all, Daniel's completely in control. Started with that serve that you mentioned, Dave, out the door on the right.
12, serving
I
7.
think once you establish a serve like that, which was a natural hook down the right wall, then when you go
Slide
with
out.
your reverse, it just makes it so dramatic. Because you're anticipating it to slide out, so you take that extra step,
7,
and now it
serving
eats
12.
you up. And Daniel knows how to play with those serves. Change speeds, angles. Big setup for Danny.
That's the
ball.
problem
Side
when you
out.
try and play at the ceiling here, particularly
serving
from
7.
that deep. It's hard to hit the ceiling from the back line because the ceiling is only about 16 feet. So the risk is you miss the ceiling and you've hit the ball into the bleachers by 30 feet.
Right.
Side
That's
out.
why I have to say I was pretty impressed with Pisano. He was about 45 feet back and was able to clip the ceiling, and I'm
7,
thinking,
serving
how in the
12.
world can you even hit it from there? It's almost like
was
he
good
doesn't
point.
even know how good he is.
8,
I
serving
played
12.
Pisano a couple weeks ago and I couldn't believe it.
Short.
It's like this raw talent where no one's ever told him you couldn't
Second
do
serve.
something like that, and therefore he can just do it. And the angle is so extreme that if you were going to
Point.
try to do that 100 times, it maybe hit it 5 times.
It reminded me a lot of playing Timbo in one wall, small ball, years ago. The control
9, serving
that
12.
Albert has. Anytime the ball touches his hands, he hits it high and hard and deep and consistent.
Side
And
out.
his kills are so unorthodox that you'd never expect them.
Thank you.
Right.
But here it's Danny who's seeking some revenge from that
12,
Ice Bowl
serving 9.
semifinal loss in 2 games to Leo on Leo's march to his
Long ball.
first WPH Pro singles
Second
title. Daniel's got 1 Icebreaker title, so does Leo.
Side out.
Daniel's brother Lucho has 6 Icebreaker titles.
9, serving 12. Side
What
out.
happened there?
Like a hit off the heel.
I mean, that was just such an easy put away for Leo. He's got Daniel pinned
12, serving
25 feet behind him.
nine. Point.
Those shots, they were working early, but they're not working now.
13, serving
I
9.
just don't think that's the right shot in 3-wall. Leo's returning the serve very well.
Wow.
Point.
That was a miss hit that got a point for Daniel when it
Timeout, Leo.
It
60
seems like
seconds.
when it happens for you.
6 errors
What?
on Leo.
The score is
Leo's right
14.
hand. Halfway through this first game,
Danos
all
comes in
kill shot
returning serve. The
attempts.
score is 14, serving 9.
Dave, it's 14-9 here. It was once tied at 7.
Right.
Make
And
that
that's-
15-9.
Point.
That's on the 15th hole.
Okay, resuming
This
play.
is
The
the
score is
8-2
15,
run.
serving 9.
For Daniel in the semifinals, winner goes to the final. First game to 21, breaker to 11.
I think you'll see a lot of big runs in 3-wall between the top players, and I think that's why the top players have all voted to play to 21. Because you know that anyone can score 10 or 11 points in a row.
And if you're playing to 15, that means that they can kind of cruise to that
9,
5th
serving
point,
15.
Right.
not be competitive. I like that shot.
Side out.
You know, I'm not a fan of the paddle shot, but if you put a little extra MPH on it, like that, and direct it down a wall, it's perfect.
15, serving 9.
Leo has not had the results since making the semifinals of the Memorial in September. Not really the
Outball.
results that he's been
Point.
accustomed to over the
16,
last
serving 9.
8 months. He lost in the round of 8 in Portland a couple weeks after Tucson.
Side out.
Also played in the Gatos Classic, non-race event, David, University of Arizona.
9, serving 16.
Didn't look strong there.
Point.
That time, a driving pass shot. Jumps away.
10, serving 16.
Ooh, it's
Point.
a beautiful shot there. Nice serve.
11, serving
Daniel
16.
plays way above the baseline. You see a lot of players playing behind it, but about 2 feet in front. And I don't know if that's to protect those cracked serves or if Daniel's just quick enough to get to the power serves to the baseline or not.
It could be,
Side
Dave,
up.
that it is very slick right behind the back line, and he's
point.
protecting against slipping. Interesting, Dave, I know
16,
you've watched a
11.
lot of matches out here. Some players slip every time, and some players never slip
long.
as they go for that return of serve. I don't know if that's a footwork issue or
Second serve.
what that is.
Footwork or an actual shoes,
I think that plays a part.
but I think it's really the court. And it does need to be addressed.
Point.
Well, I've seen Ivan Burgos slip every time he makes his first step to return the serve, and other
17,
players I've
serving 11.
never seen slip.
Danny should put this away.
Little casual there for Daniel. He's still in this rally.
Dave, does it seem like the ball's a little dead out here this
Well, that's
weekend?
because of the
cold?
of the temperature.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I said it's very hard to win a rally with a ceiling shot here, because the ball just doesn't jump as much as it would during the summer. You see, in the
Point.
summer, the ceiling shot is basically a kill shot.
Right, and I haven't seen that really at all here this weekend. And also the perfect shot out here, the one that hits the ceiling and then goes over a sidewall.
Right. You're not going to get that with the cold air here.
18, serving 11.
Even in the sun, it's only about 73 or 74 this weekend.
Long ball. Second serve.
So the ceiling is more of a setup shot than a put-away shot.
Side out.
That was a pretty good return from Leo right there. And a nice setup. Actually,
11,
it set
serving
himself
18.
up for a nice kill shot to the right. And that was what you were saying about the ceiling. It was
Side
kind
out.
of a left-handed fish shot to the roof that was just set up for his next shot.
18, serving 11.
Leo won a lot of rallies with his fist to the ceiling shots this summer when he won the Ice Bowl. Of course, it was 35 degrees warmer. Now, Dave, what do you think about the rule? If you push your opponent basically back to the
Timeout, Leo, that is
gallery,
your last.
30 feet behind the
1
back
minute.
line, and they hit their
Okay,
incoming
Leo,
shot,
you have
hits that
0
light.
timeouts remaining. The
Do
score
over.
is 19, serving 11.
No, you don't like it, but
No.
Yeah, I mean, because it's not a perfect shot if you can't avoid the obstacle. It's like,
No, they're hitting the obstacle from
Right.
30 feet behind the back line.
yeah, it's. I think it's a do-over. House rules. But I think the player needs to prove they can hit a ball to the front wall from 30 feet back.
Well, to me,
before
it's
you
like
come
if
up.
you're playing four-wall and you try and flip the ball to the back wall and hit it into the crowd.
Right.
You've lost the point. There's no do-over for that. And you're so far out of the court, if you can't avoid that light,
Point. Good rally, guys.
I think you
No,
should
it's
have
an
lost the
interesting.
rally.
Yeah, it's an interesting argument because if you can't
20,
avoid an obstacle
serving
in
11.
there, then it's not the perfect shot. But it's also not your fault that there's an obstacle in there.
Daniel's really playing well here.
That's game one.
Dominated
Danos
that first
takes it.
game.
Leo, you will be
Yeah.
serving for game two.
Daniel looked really good here. Game one going to
Final score 21.
Leo Canales, and you heard Waddy Pup give us the final score there, 21-11. Clark Park, Tucson, Arizona, stop number 3 on the Race for 8 tour, season number 13, with Dave Vincent alongside David Fink for game number 2 coming up next.
All right, game 2. Leo Canales serving, 0 serving
The winner
0.
will be in the final.
Dave, did that first game surprise you?
Outball.
A little bit. I thought it would be a little bit closer. I mean, it's not, the win doesn't surprise me.
Side out. Thank you.
But if you told me that Leo got 17, I'd go, okay. But if you watched Daniel play yesterday against
0
Jab,
serving
you'd
0.
say, there's no way Leo's not winning this. I mean, Daniel did not look great yesterday, but he looks
Point.
good here.
Well, Leo overcame Sam
1
Esser.
serving
Sam
0.
is just incredible out here. And Sam won that first game against Leo in about 8 minutes, and it looked like, well, Sam's going to the final, maybe winning this tournament.
Replay.
So he did overcome a slow start last night.
Replaying, 1 serving 0.
Leo did.
I'm telling you, those deep serves with a hop on it, the ones that hit right before the baseline, are damn near impossible to get back.
2 serving 0.
I should say Leo lost the second game last night. So I
Side
wanna
out.
retract that.
0 serving 2.
Unfortunately, we're live here, Dave. Can't change it.
Point.
Well, why are you laughing?
Oh, well,
I wish Shay could get a shot of us in our booth back
1
here.
serving 2.
sunglasses on.
I'm just glad you brought the heaters in here.
It is cold.
Yeah. And that was
Right
a
up.
ceiling winner. Now, in the summer, that would have been over Leo's head. He wouldn't even swung, but still good enough for the point here.
2 serving 1.
Interesting shot from Daniel, kind of creative. Very smart from Leo.
Side
Very
out.
smart, Dave. He could have tried to drive that right back at himself down the wall, but you know, you could face hitting yourself with the ball, so he just punches it right to the roof. Perfect spot, too. And that's one of the only times you see the ball go all the way to the gallery, and that's
132.
because Leo was standing about 6 feet from the front wall, maybe 10 feet.
Side out.
These two played in the finals of LaGrange 3-wall, but unfortunately, Dave, that final was played indoors due to rain.
2 serving 1.
I know you were looking forward to that match, finding the stream.
Point.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that was a 4-wall match for the final in a 3-wall tournament, and Daniel won that in a tiebreaker.
3 serving 1. Side out.
Not a great serve there from Daniel, and Leo hit the
1
perfect
serving 3.
return. Dave, is Daniel the smoothest player on the tour?
Yes.
I mean, he just
Side out.
every swing just looks so effortless for him. And the power and the hops.
3 serving 1.
It's almost like
1 long.
the male version of Katrina Casey. Just looks so smooth, so easy, and yet you've played against him. He hits a
Second
real
serve.
hard ball,
Incredible, yeah.
but it doesn't look like it when he's got that easy stroke.
Would you say like Nadi Alvarado Jr.?
Now, I'd say Luis Moreno.
Okay.
It's just the smoothness that
Yeah.
you see of Moreno.
Right. And the hops, too.
It's like good form, great form, actually, with both hands. And the hop, yeah.
Side out.
Also, cool demeanor on the court. You don't
Yes.
see much going on, and that kind of plays into you when you're against a player like that. So smooth.
1 serving 3.
Perfect temperament for high-level competition.
Leo's got a good temperament, but you know deep down he's yelling at himself
Side out.
inside.
You thought about yelling at pups there.
Right.
Didn't
but
see that, and that was straight down the wall. Sometimes you just don't see it and you don't know.
3 serving 1.
And you see how Daniel held that to the last second. Made it look like he might go to the ceiling, so Leo had to play back on his heels. And then Daniel senses that and only has to hit it about a foot high for the kill shot.
4, serving 1.
Terrible serve, but Leo doesn't make him pay. Daniel's in a neutral rally here until that shot.
Side out.
And Dave, we've got to talk about Shea Lowenstein, Mr. Shea Lowenstein. I mean, this video coverage is incredible. This guy's working on 1 foot.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right?
This is the best 3-wall coverage I've ever seen.
I agree with you.
And I know Shea has told me he's got more in store for the final. I don't know if that means drones or GoPros. Dave, that's not really my lingo. But can't imagine it being better than this, but maybe it will be.
4, serving 1.
There might be a couple extra camera angles and maybe some replays, but I don't think it can get better. I don't know if I want it to be better than this. This is perfect.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm right in there.
Side out.
Maybe by the time the finals hit, we won't have all of this shade on the court.
Right.
1, serving 4.
So maybe that's what he's talking about.
Point.
And Leo sneaks in an overhand drive serve. The overhand serve is surprisingly effective here, even a softer one.
2, serving 4. 1 long.
It's easier to get it to the back line, and it forces your opponent to basically hit from over his head, as opposed to that second serve was right in Daniel's wheelhouse.
Point.
Leo's able to generate a lot of power even though the ball is so far out in front of him because he fists it.
3, serving 4. Point.
Generally that return works out pretty well. High, side wall, front wall.
4, serving 4.
Not that time.
Wow.
Side out.
Don't see that too often. Danny had to make that decision, and it worked out for him.
4, serving 4.
We will have a first-time Icebreaker finalist in this event, no matter what, Dave.
Point.
Hey, that ball went over, almost went over that right wall, didn't it?
It was close.
I think it went between the lights.
It was a field goal in between the uprights.
So he gets three
5,
additional
74.
points for
Yes,
that.
I know.
Right.
Point.
This is why Danny's so dangerous here. He serves you out to about 45 feet. You have to punch fist it just because you don't know which way it's going to hop, and then he fly kills you.
That's perfect 3-wall handball. No defense
6,
for that.
serving 4.
Then he makes you run up front on a 2-wall and then fly kills the next shot.
That's 2 first strike fly kills in a row.
On 2 totally different serves.
7, serving 4.
Both gave him the exact same thing that he wanted.
Point.
Now you're telling
Timeout,
yourself as a
60
returner,
seconds.
hit it
That's
high
your
on the
first.
front wall, but really the better return is to make it bounce in front of the
Play,
server.
Scores 8,
Right.
serving 4.
As we're back in after the replay.
I'm surprised Danny didn't go for the kill there, but
Point.
that's a terrible error there from Leo. Comes out of the timeout, obviously hoping to turn things around.
9, serving 4. Point.
Wheels kind of coming off here for the big game hunter. He's going to have to do a lot of hunting here to get himself back in this match. Daniel in a commanding position, 21-11, 10-4. Odds of winning this match now, Dave, 83%.
Ten, serving 4. Oh, replay. 10, serving 4. 1 long. Second serve. Point.
Another overhand air with his right for Leo. Very good shot from Daniel.
11, serving 4.
Sliding it straight down the right wall.
You know, I don't know if this is necessarily bad play from Leo today, but really it's good play from Daniel.
Point.
That's forcing the bad play.
Well, when you get the momentum, it changes everything. And right now, Daniel's got all the momentum. He's comfortable.
Yeah,
He's
he's
serving.
12,
confidence.
34.
Yeah.
Short.
That was that could have been the best serve of the tournament.
And when you're in that rhythm of serving 5, 6 serves in a row, that also changes everything.
Second serve.
Right.
When Leo comes in, he won't have served for 7 or 8 rallies. So he's not going to be in a perfect rhythm serving like Daniel is.
Good ball.
And the majority of all
Point.
of his shots are from about 40 feet back.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you're in the box
13, serving 4.
trying to make up your mind of where you're going to serve it to get the best option for points. It's a whole different mindset. And was that ball short, Dave, on the serve?
Out ball. Point.
I didn't notice that.
Timeout. That's your second, 60 seconds.
Leo's doing whatever he can here to try to
Okay, resuming play. Leo, you have one
get
timeout
himself
remaining.
back into this match.
14, serving 4. Side out.
And you're right, Dave. Based on what we saw yesterday from Daniel, you didn't really expect this kind of great performance.
4, serving
Daniel
14.
took on the youngest race for a ranked pro, Aiden Brule from Tucson, in the first round, won that 15-13 in the second game, then was in all sorts of trouble against Jab Bike, lost that first game and served it 8-7 in the tiebreaker before closing that one
5,
out.
serving 14.
Yeah, I just wasn't impressed. And if
One
you were
ball.
going to base a bracket contest after the first
Second serve.
round, I would have said that Daniel would have lost in the round of 8. But now, watching him right here,
Side
you
out.
say, well, he's a favorite in the final.
There's something about Jab, though. He's taken down so many big names on these courts. You can't underestimate him. Beat Sam Esser, Ivan Burgos, Leo Canales, almost beat Daniel Cordova
14,
last night.
serving 5.
That would have been a legacy win for him.
Well, I think back to how much Jab's improved. He started coming out to the Icebreakers in 2021, scored 0-0 against Lucho Cordova. And look at him now.
Well, he's laid off so much time because of that elbow, and you
5,
think that he
7,
just wouldn't
14.
be sharp. You know, I just looked at it like, well, this guy's not going to be tournament ready because he's had that tendonitis in his elbow. And then he comes out here and he almost takes down a guy that's on his way to the finals.
That's what I mean. He just seems to come alive, and I don't think he's hitting the ball as hard as that's a cross that should have
Yes,
been
I hate
avoidable.
that. But I also understand how you can get by with it because your opponent can see the ball all the way to the end.
Uh-huh.
See, Leo you see the difference there?
Point.
Leo stayed to the right. He didn't cross back to the middle. You know, you see Daniel on that exact same shot about 5 shots
6,
earlier,
serving
crosses
14.
in front, and it's an obvious avoidable that'll never get called.
Point.
That's Leo's best serve of the second game. Dropped that one in the perfect spot, right in the corner.
7, serving 14.
7-14 though. That serve's not nearly deep enough, but he still gets a good look here.
Side out.
Those are the most satisfying shots in 3-ball.
It is. I was just going to say something. I didn't even know what to say,
14,
but I thought,
37.
what a perfect,
Yeah.
so
It's just-
obvious shot right there from Daniel.
Feels even better than a flat kill, that shot.
And it looks like it's easy to do. It's just not easy to do that, or else you do it on every shot if you could.
Well, you have to have the right angle. Your opponent has to be in the right position.
15,
So things have to
37.
come together, but it is great. Leo's struggling with that overhand right. I've seen him hit a lot of balls,
Point.
either in that fence or just long.
$16, serving 7.
A serve.
Point.
And that's 10 feet inside the back line and still
17,
unreturnable.
serving 7.
17-7, game number 2. First game went to Daniel Cordova.
Point.
Make that 18. Doesn't look good for Leo here.
Well, I'm already watching you etch, so I know it's not good. I've never seen you re-etch either.
18, serving 7.
Thank goodness I didn't etch after the first round, or else Daniel wouldn't even be on this trophy. Because he looked terrible.
Well, it sounds like now you've already etched the final.
Well, yeah, I mean, I made it. He's made it to the final.
I mean, you've already got him winning
I have a
this.
semi-final trophy that I give
Oh,
up.
okay.
I've etched the semi-final trophy.
Okay.
7, serving 18.
That's why you've got that huge truck. You have quarterfinal trophies?
No,
No, okay.
no.
Point.
That semifinal trophy must be displayed pretty prominently in these players' trophy cases.
If your
8,
trophy
serving
case
18.
ever had a garbage can, that's where the
On ball.
semi-final trophy would be.
Yeah.
Second serve. Side out.
See how much street cred you get when you tell somebody that you have a semi-final trophy of a handball tournament.
I think that'll be 2 whats. What is that and what is
18,
that?
serving 8. Point.
Wow. Pretty deep crack right there from Daniel.
19, serving 8.
Something that we haven't really seen in this tournament much. Crack serves.
Side out.
Danny thought about it. It just didn't work out for him.
Well, I think he realized 19-8, I'm just going to cut my losses here.
8, serving 19.
I think if it was 19-all, he would have made a little bit more effort there.
Side out.
Yeah, Leo just lost that ball.
Well, that's frustrating. The ball hits the front wall with a downspin that you weren't expecting,
19,
and then
serving
next
8.
thing you know, it's past you.
Point.
Here it is, match point now.
Possible match point, serving 8.
There it is. Daniel Cordova taking down Leo Canales Jr. here to
21-11 and 21-8.
go into the final. 21-11, 21-8 is the final score. Daniel will be in the final of Icebreaker, stop number 3.